What? Okay, hold on. Why did we just cut? Why didn't we do a Luma wipe? Anyway. Hello, weary travelers, and welcome to the Come and Go Tavern. My name is Sheela Ornthalis, and I'll be your hostess this afternoon. Today's kitchen special is tacos. I recommend the steak today because it is melt-in-your-mouth tender. Also, it looks like Alexia is currently available for a full-service package, if you know what I mean. But if you see anything or anyone else on the menu that you're interested in, just let me know and we'll see what we can do. Let's see. Today we are going to be continuing Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. This is that remake of the first two Advance Wars games, which were how I actually got into grid-based tactics all the way back in the days of the Game Boy Advance. We are now very, very near the end of the second campaign, and we've actually almost pushed Black Hole back to the island that they've claimed as home. If you know anything about the Advanced Wars lore, it's not actually where they're originally from, but I won't spoil too much in case, because I can't remember if it gets brought up as part of these last few missions, or if it didn't come up until Dual Strike, which I'm still kind of holding out hope for, but it may be one of those things that I have to play via some intricate means of hooking a DS up to my system and all that sort of fun stuff. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. It is entirely possible that this will be the last regular session of Advance Wars, and if it is, it's probably going to come back later as, like, if I'm doing a versus the chat sort of day. But if you'll give me a moment in the meantime, obviously, as always, I will be available for comments, questions, and concerns about the tavern, as well as regular old conversations, so don't be afraid to fill the chat with discussion. But I do also need to go around to the various socials and do a whole bunch of advertising. So give me just a moment, because I'm a mess, and I don't always do all of these things when I should. I'm just gonna enjoy the lovely songs in the background for a little while. Ooh. That one happened automatically. Love it when bots do their job in Discord. And let's go over here and post on the tweets. And over in the blue sky. Ooh. Good jazz in the background today. Good jazz. Good jazz. Okay. So, we are now set up for the game room. Let's go ahead and let's see if the transition actually works right this time. Nope, it still just cuts. Don't know why. Also, not entirely sure why audio isn't happening. What in the world is going on there? Why are we not hearing audio? Game audio? Maybe. Hello? Check 1, 2? Okay. Well, my microphone is working at the very least. Why are we not hearing any game audio? Okay, hang on. I'm going to take us back to just chatting real quick. We're going to Luma wipe. There we go. Okay, that's at least we have the transition working properly again. So how is everybody's day going? Because mine's going okay, but obviously we're having audio issues. I don't know why. So let's do that. Well, there we go. Okay, alright, let's go back over to the game screen now because I have the audio back again. Again with the cut, why are you not Luma wiping? Ugh. Alright. It's about this time is the time that I get to talk about the fact that I'm going to have a new OBS setup coming on very soon. That should hopefully take care of a lot of these issues. So, got this stream for the current setup, and then the next streams with Wandering Sword. And then we will be good to go for all of the new stuff I have coming up next. Let's see. Okay, we've got 3 more missions here. And then 1, maybe 2 missions over in the black hole area. Ooh, okay, so we probably won't finish up the game this stream, but we'll get darn close. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Lash. It's been a while, I don't remember voices, so I'm just gonna kinda go with it. Lash. Was the airport completed? Yep. Built to your specifications, but... But what? Are you sure you just want a standard airport? Let me add some options. Options? What are you talking about? I'm glad you asked. For starters, how about a brand spanking new self-destruct system? Unnecessary. Boo! Your lack of imagination's unnecessary. It's ready, I'd like to use it now. The enemy's close at hand. Fine. Go ahead and enjoy your extra boring airport. Flash is amazing, but, you know, if not for the war crimes. I do like Hawk, though. He seems like he's got, you know, generally the best interest of others around him at heart. Especially, again, once you know what happens in Dual Strike. Yeah. What? The enemy's built an airport. Well, almost. They'll finish it shortly, sir. Shortly. I'm having some trouble with my FHs, sir. Oh, you mean to tell me you didn't notice this earlier? Well, they must have hidden it somehow. Besides that, they built it in an unusually short amount of time. Remarkable speed, really. I see. Well, that's quite the valuable intel in itself. Good work. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh, they must have realized I'm the only one who can sail these waters. Planes versus boats. Air units do have powerful advantages, but I'm not sunk yet. This sea dog's got a few tricks up his sleeve. And I just realized that I need to hairband on under my headphones that you can't see, but me as the streamer has to wear for audio pollution reasons. So give me a second. Okay, hairband secured. Let's take a look. What's our map looking like? Okay, a fairly long map. That's not insurmountable. It's not going to be fun if they can manage to take this airport right here. But again, hello, Caster. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are in, at the very least, the second to last episode of this show, because we have just so many other games to play, and we are nearing the end of the second campaign. Let's go ahead and bop bop. Do I have another thing I can put down? Yes, I can. Okay. I'll move you to there, and we're going to move you around. Okay. As I was just saying, it's going to be unfortunate if we can't at least block Hawk from getting this airport right here. It's kind of key. Like, this one is useful if we can get it in the late game, but this one being right in the middle of the map really kind of cuts us off from things. Okay, we don't have much more money than that. Okay. How are you doing today, Caster? Hope you're well. And I did see that the bot is working over in your server, so thank you for including me in that. Move up to there. Oh, nope, that's not where I wanted you to go. Why don't you start a capture? Oh, goodness. Okay, we're not going to be able to get around to there yet. know what? If we're not going to be able to get to that port... Ooh, wait a minute. We should be aiming for the center port, shouldn't we? Okay. Alright. I'm going to surround this lander with cruisers. How about that? Ooh, are you painting anything special or just kind of trying to crack through the backlog? I'll bring up a couple more infantry here. There we go. Okay, let's see. Did I do the smart thing? I did do the smart thing. Okay, excellent. I'm going to drop the anti-air there. I'm going to block that there. And this should... Yes! We have surrounded our lander completely. Okay, okay. This is a great strategy. I feel it in my bones. We should have just enough to build another lander. Excellent. As well as a couple more infantry. There we go. Jamming a campaign of Girl by Moonlight, making miniatures for the PCs. Excellent! Oh, I have really wanted to play both that and Thirsty Sword Lesbian so bad, but I haven't been able to make time. That said, I did just GM my first session of Deathmatch Island yesterday. It was a little bit rough because I'm still learning the rules just as much as the players are, but super fun so far and very, very, very like appropriate for the vibe of it. And oh my goodness, I need to send you the soundtrack to that game because it is pure beauty. This is going to go poorly because this helicopter is about to destroy one of my cruisers. Yep, there it goes. I need to start building cruisers. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. I'm going to bring you around to there. But yeah, how is Girl by Moonlight? It looks super fun, but like I said, I haven't been able to actually play it yet. Okay, let's take that one down. Okay. Drop you over there. And let's see. Okay, we're gonna start taking... You like it more than TSL? It has a bit more mechanical meat. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Hello! Welcome, Lampy! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Hello, Sumigahara! Yay, I'm glad to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Oh good, okay, the Mix It Up is in fact working correctly. I'm always a little nervous. I'm still getting used to Mix It Up instead of using some of our older bots that will remain unnamed due to war crimes. And no, I'm not being off about that. That is literally a problem that has come up. But anyway, yes, I'm so happy to have you. Yeah, exactly, it's working, it's working! There are a couple of things in Mix It Up that I wish I had more control over. And actually, I even just emailed them the other day about, like, hey, wouldn't it be nice if we had this? Because, like, I figured out a way to show what game I'm playing on stream automatically based on... Wait, what was... Ooh, no, okay, I'm gonna wait. Automatically based on what my category is set to. But because of the letter style that I'm upgrading to next month, starting with our, what you call it? May 4th. Oh, sorry, you lost tracking on me for a second. The May 4th, the first stream of next month, I'm going to be doing all these updates. And I found a way to get Mix It Up to automatically display what game I'm playing. But the problem is the color that I want to use for the text does not read well against its background. Yes, they are live 2D. They literally are. Yeah. A lot of games in this style have been using live 2D for a very long time, and in fact, that's what it was originally designed for. we VTubers just kind of picked it up as a convenience thing. But anyway, I get out of order. So the font and color choice that I have doesn't look good without an outline, and currently there's no way to like actually control the thickness of the outline or the shadow that's generated around what you call them, text boxes in Mix It Up, which is really around to there, and then we're gonna go whack, just bonk this guy, just out of existence. You no longer exist. Goodbye. And then we're gonna go after this one. Well, I mean, like, I don't know if they'll take the feedback. I emailed them. I probably should join their Discord and see if it's actually been brought up as a feature request elsewhere. But I just haven't yet because I'm already in enough servers, and yeah, that's I'm like, despite as outgoing as I can be when I'm in my element, I get overwhelmed if there are too many people. Didn't used to. Has gotten worse with age. Okay, we're gonna load some people up. Okay. Ooh, actually, you know what? Let's let the bottom one focus on our cruisers while the top one focuses on landers. But yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Mix It Up has allowed me to do some stuff that I can never do with some of my old overlays. Having local control over those things means I can do a lot of interesting things that just weren't possible before. Like using custom fonts and things, but it is still a learning curve. Especially when it comes to, like, oh, what is this capable of? Where are my limitations? How can I cheese those limitations? For instance, I know I could probably cheese the text generation thing using HTML coding, but that would require me to actually remember enough HTML coding to be useful, if that makes sense. And I really don't. I really, truly don't. I have not touched HTML coding in way too long. And CSS I have only learned through osmosis, through other people, and kind of looking up code stuff online. So I can do a little bit of it, but it's not a lot. Like, I did manage to figure out how to make my text stuff better for the upcoming chat upgrades. So that'll be nice. Okay, we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go and take you out. Bada bing. Right, yeah, I haven't had to do HTML in an embarrassingly long amount of time. So we're just not going to talk about how much time keeps on slipping into the future. Because woo lads and ladies and other non-binary folks, it sure does keep progressing, doesn't it? Oh no! Oh no! I forgot to... hang on, I need to reset the turn. Because I'm silly and forgot to load a second person into the thing. Yep, shut... do. Okay, let's... Okay. Redo that super. Because I'm going to do basically everything the same way, except I do need to load a second person into that boat. And honestly, me needing to retake turns at this point in the game is the entire reason why we won't finish this round. Because there are at least 4 more, if not 5 more missions in the game. And early game missions I could get done in about, 45 minutes, maybe an hour at a stretch. But we're reaching a point in the game where it's taken me a hot minute to get things done. Yep. Now, on that note, Drake's Super is one of the best in the game, in my opinion, because it doesn't impede you whatsoever, but it does do some serious damage to enemies because of the fact that it does 2 damage, but it also, I believe, halves their fuel, and so especially against airborne enemies like Hawk or Eagle, that is a major imposition on them. because they live and die by how much fuel they have. Literally in some cases, because of the fact that when you run out of fuel, especially with aircraft, they just fall out of the sky, you know? And there aren't any other really, what you call them, navally based hulks in this game, at least. Okay, let's do another anti-air because it is super useful. Excuse me. I'll drop a couple more infantry units, and there we go. What you gonna do, Hawk? What you gonna do? Hawk's thing... I don't oh my goodness, what does Hawk's thing do? I want to say it's another damage dealing thing. So I need to keep things in the landers if I can. Also, I have foolishly just forgotten to start taking that airport last turn. You know what? I will take it. I will accept that as my price for resetting. Let's take a look. 1 HP of damage. Oh, and Hawks' units recover an equal amount. Interesting. Okay. That's going to be unfortunate. It's nothing we can't deal with. Why did I think that Hawk relied on airports so much? Okay, so I'm gonna go to here. We'll drop 1 infantry unit and wait. I'll move you over to there. This is going to be really unfortunate next turn once he pops his super. But we can at least save a couple of people. Okay. Go over to there. Bop. And bop. I'm going to continue my infantry rush here. Not using everything fully because we're trying to save up for a couple of more cruisers. Because those airplanes are going to become an issue in the late game. I'm actually trying to think of when the last time I actually worked directly with HTML was. Like, I mean, I've worked on a couple of production company websites way back in the early 2000s. Those just small little indie things that I helped contribute to a little bit. MySpace, obviously. I didn't play as much Neopets as some other people did. Oh, hey, you actually get to fully capture these. I guess it's because we're not doing that much combat, so it doesn't really have the option. We don't need 3 infantry units over there to do what we're going to do. Okay, so you can go to here. Okay, let's bring you up. Bring you over. Ooh, oh goodness gracious. Okay, so they are starting to do that. What's our... Okay, we have 11,000 funds coming in every day. So we can get away with doing a tank. Cruisers are 1,800. Okay, so even if we don't buy anything else this turn, we still can't afford a cruiser next time. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy another infantry and then we'll be done with that. Oh, that reminds me. I need to start messing with my lip sync a little bit on here. How close is my lip sync for y'all? Because I saw some recent advice about basically just doing a slight audio delay so that the processing on the model can kind of catch up with the lip sync. And I haven't actually paid that much attention to how good my lip sync is. I just saw this advice this morning, so like, yeah. It is entirely something I'm just going to have to play with at some point soon. I'm going to go there. We're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to continue capturing here. It looks pretty good to you? Okay, good. Alright, so maybe I just need to play with it a little bit, maybe see if I can make it any better, but not worry about it too much, if that makes sense. Let's see, you've got to... Okay, we'll go ahead and finish this capture. And finish this capture. It's the same person's tutorial playing with the lip sync, worth messing with it to see the impact it has. Exactly! Exactly, because even if it's only off by like 100 milliseconds, even just a little nudge can make things look a little bit nicer, you know? I love like little quality of life updates like that. Honestly, it looks like mid-aughts video game sync. As long as there are flaps when you're talking, don't really notice it's the exact shape or timing. Hey, you know what? Fair. There. Okay, so we couldn't build a cruiser this time. So, okay, 18,000 minus 11,000. So we have to have at least 7,000 available to us at the end of today. Okay, let's see. We don't have much in the way of heavy stuff coming our way. But there is a lot of infantry, so I'm going to go ahead and build another anti-air, and that's probably going to be the only thing I can... Yeah, that's the only thing I can afford to build this turn. And that's fine. Because they've got a lot of infantry coming my way, and yeah, having an anti-air to deal with that is going to be very useful. But they also do have that airport that they just captured over there, which slightly inconvenient, will be less inconvenient as things keep progressing. Okay. So this is going to be where we start having problems. Because we are going to run into a situation very quickly where he is going to fully charge. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then I'm going to do that, because these are the expensive units that I don't necessarily want taking too terribly much damage. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to send you forward. That works. Okay. Okay, can't get the kill on this guy this turn. We can at least whittle him down even further. Look at those little machine pistols. Love those. Okay. We're gonna back you up to there. Drop. And drop. And we're gonna make another cruiser over here. You know what? I'm gonna hold on to that money. I'm actually gonna back some of these lads up so that they can get heals next turn. Because almost certainly Hawk is about to pop his super. Oh my goodness, he still hasn't charged that. Okay, what is going on? Oh, well, I mean, I guess I only really attacked one person. Nope, I'm not... see, I got a little aside, and I was about to start messing with the audio sync live on chat. Or on stream. Nope, I know better than that. Do not mess with your equipment when you're already streaming. That is a bad idea. Hey, get away from that. That's mine. Or it will be mine. Okay, let's go ahead and finish this capture. Back over to there. Bring you down. Bring you up. Those guys loaded in. Start this cruiser's journey. You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and start this capture. If only to have it done. Okay. I'm gonna back you up to there. Ooh, or do I want to bring you around? No, I'm gonna back you up. I'm not gonna push that hard there. What I am gonna do, however, is become a nuisance. I'll leave him up in the mountains. Bring you down there. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else fun I can do this turn? Okay, I can't make... I don't want to make another lander, actually. You know what? I will make a battlecopter, though. That seems prudent. Bring you up. Maybe drop a tank. Okay, there we go. So the cold snaps have continued into this week. We were getting pretty much like solid warmth for a while, but the cold snaps have continued over the last week or so. And so my allergies have begun to act up yet again. It's fantastic, I promise. Yeah, no, it's great. I love having an itchy nose all the time. And it's like the kind of itchy that isn't really a surface itchy. It's just like it just itches, you know? I don't know. Anybody with allergies, you know what I'm talking about. Where like you're just generally itchy. It's not cool. It's not great. But it is what it is. Would that magic could fix everything, but it can't. Healing just kind of resets you to what your body's natural is, which means if your body is just naturally allergic to things, well, here we are. Wow, he still did not pop his super. Okay, I'm getting a little worried about that, if I'm being completely honest. Okay, we have that. Let's see, can I get to there? Not really. Okay, that would also be entirely within that range, so I'm not gonna mess with that too terribly much. This is fine right now, honestly. Capture that. A little disappointed that I can't get you in there to drop off stuff, but it is what it is. You had 2 people, right? Yeah, you had 2 people. Okay. There. You in, and another dude. Let's bring this around. Take some pot shots here. Hay fever's the worst. Sniffing on mic like I just took a bump. It's yeah, exactly. Like, I always get real embarrassed when I have to like rub at my nose. I'm like, I swear to you, this is not what it looks like. Okay, we're gonna heal there. Continue capturing. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and take that 11% off. Nice. Love that luck mechanic. It's a clean establishment, I swear. Yeah, pretty much. Like, we have a lot of fun here at the Come and Go Tavern. But nothing that causes direct and irreparable harm to your body over the long term. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain substances that are a-okay to work with, and then there are others that, like, the only reason they exist is because a government somewhere decided that they didn't want the non-harmful substance to be legal, and so they came up with worse things. It's great. Isn't society and culture fun? If you want the hard stuff, go to the Golden Hour. Come and Go is all above board. Yes, indeed. The Golden Hour is definitely where you can get some magically infused drugs. Or I should say, it's for coffee. Just coffee. Legally speaking, they sell coffee. You need something in there that gives you a little bit of extra pep in your step, you should definitely check out Caster's channel tomorrow, where we are actually going to be doing... Well, let me see. Let's get that shout-out function. Actually, wait a minute. Hang on, Caster. Have I not made you a mod here? I feel like you should be a mod. How do I make you a mod? Oh, no! Oh, no, I've closed my chat window, Doc. Hang on. That's actually a problem. Chat. There we go. Okay, there we go. Mod? Is that the... yes. And then the neon caster. There we go. Okay. If you'd like to, go ahead and shout out your channel as well, because we're going to be over there tomorrow playing Spire and continuing our campaign, Chant of the Void Sea, which is all about ne'er-do-wells actually kind of doing well. You know, we make the city a better place. Maybe not for the best reasons in the world, but, you know, we do improve things, on average, over time, technically. We have 12,000 to work with. Yeah, I should probably make another tank. There we go. So yeah, definitely come and check us out over there tomorrow. Is it 1 p.m. Eastern, I believe, or did we go to noon? I don't remember. It's gonna be a 3-hour block. That much I remember. But I don't remember if it was noon to 3 or 1 to 4. Whoop! He really did not want me to capture that city. Rude. That's okay, we'll get him next time. 1:30 Eastern Daylight Time. There we go. Ooh, and don't get me started on daylight savings. Oh my goodness. Like, the common myth is that it's supposed to be for, like, farmers and stuff like that, but it doesn't, no, farmers hate it more than most other people. It is entirely a business thing, because back in the early 20th century, they were like, oh, hey, we want to save some electricity costs, or coal cost, or oil cost, or whatever, you know, depending on when and where you are. And now it's just messed up forever. Despite the fact that we use electricity all the time, every day, anyway, at this point. So, hurrah and huzzah, good for us, I guess. Okay, we're gonna block you. No, I do not want to fire. I'd like to block, please. I'm gonna go around here, start another capture. Hopefully just annoy the AI into ignoring me for a little bit. And we're also gonna drop one tank and an anti-air. You over to here. Flip. We're also gonna bring this forward. Okay, you're good to go. I'm gonna leave you there for today. I'll leave you there for today. What can I build here? Okay, I can't build anything useful there right now. I wish I had another airport, because I definitely want to continue healing that helicopter, but I also don't want to whatchamacallit. I also want to build another helicopter, but it's not really going to work right now. Okay, you know what? Let's at least back you up. Do I need another lander, chat? Like, that's a lot of money to dump into a unit that I'm already clogging this area up with. You know what? Let's just send you there. We'll build another tank. How about that? Ooh, or do I want to build rockets? No, I should build another tank. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's it. That's it. That's it for the day. There's the super. Okay. I knew it had to be coming. Yeah, there we go. Oh, are you leaving the battlefield, Hawk? Bye. Bye-bye. Oh, you just meant that as a threat. I mean... Okay, is it just me, or does that, like, wavy line look like a thing from that one Star Trek movie where, like, the edge of the universe was, like, rolling over and, like, resetting things? Does anybody else... I don't even remember which Star Trek movie that was. I know it was a Picard one. And I remember there was, like, time travel nonsense in it. But I just remember, like, this big magenta line kind of rolling across the universe and everybody being like, oh, it's gonna be the end of everything, we're all gonna die, and then, like, once it passes over you, you go through some weirdness for a few minutes, but then everything's normal again. But also, like, it's been a very long time since I've seen that movie, so I might be misremembering, and they may have had to actually do, like, a thing to fix things. Also just noticed how dope Hawk's Super is soundtrack-wise. Okay, that was less than ideal, but it is what it is. I have another one. Okay, he's gonna start pushing real hard. Okay, how much did that charge me up? That charged me up a fair amount. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's see. Not a fan of this situation. Yep, he's going to punch back harder than I can because my ground forces are kind of weak. Okay, let's... Ooh, wait, I can just do... No, I won't do that. Well, wait, yes, I will. Because that's actually the smartest thing to do here. Okay. Back you up to there. And then blep. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. We're gonna drop... Oh, can't do that. Gotta bring you back first. We're gonna drop another tank off and another infantry unit. I'm gonna just be rude to him real quick. Ahaha! Get wrecked. And then let's do this. Ooh, unfortunate, but it is what it is. Then let's do this. And I'm going to need to build another cruiser here soon. That's fine. Take you to there, take you to there. How much do I need for a battleship? I need 28,000. Okay. That's a lot, but it's not insurmountable. It is an inconvenience right now because... Ooh, only having one port here kind of really does mess me up, doesn't it? So I do absolutely need to start making battlecopters. How much am I making right now? I'm making 16,000, so I need 12,000 at the end of the day. How much do I have right now? Okay. I'm going to leave that as a buffer because I am going to be repairing a couple of units this turn. So, okay. Alright. Hello, dudes! Welcome to the stream! Welcome, welcome, welcome! I could have sworn you chatted here before. Oh well. I mean, well, either way, welcome. Glad to have you. And again, thank you for that magnet the other day. Play Minecraft with dudes over on the Gatai server for Minecraft, and it is a whole heck of a lot of fun. I have a kind of a deep down mega project that I'm working on, and everybody has been so kind to contribute really nice tools for me, because boy howdy do I crack through pickaxes super quickly. Because essentially I'm opening out a 65 by 65 by 64 cube. The reason why it's that extra cube wide or block wide in length and width is to allow me to have an exact center to the cube. I suppose I probably could do an extra block of height as well, but it's fine. I'm not worried about that much. About that part that much. Okay, let's take a look. How bad is this situation really? Okay. So this tank has to go. Wish you could craft an infinite tool. It's super hard with level 1 tool. Yeah. It's all good. Okay, let's go ahead and break this guy. Like, I have a lot of diamond pickaxes that I'm working my way through because I am at the level where diamond does spawn, so it is what it is. Okay, let's break you. But yeah, I wish there was a proper way to do like repairable tools. But it doesn't seem like a thing that even like a lot of mods focus on, because you can just make more tools. But like some of the, I think it's prismatic iron or chromatic iron, that's the one. Tools that I've been given have been very convenient. But they still have a limited lifespan, you know? Okay, we're gonna go up to there. I'm gonna send over the tanks, both of them at the same time this time. Because this one that's about to drop off has a couple of infantry units in it. So I'm not too terribly worried about infantry right this second. Okay, we're going to take a crack at you. There we go. Back that up. Here we go. Mending can be infinite, but you need XP bottles on hand and watch durability, but oh well. Now see, that's the thing. I have the tools that I have that have mending on them, I am very careful about not fully breaking them. It's a modded material as far as I understand. Always been interested in Advance Wars, but never really got to actually try it. Well, they did just re-release it for the Switch. Actually, it's about a year ago now that they re-released it. It was supposed to be back in 2021, and then real life happened. Oh, Caster, you are very out of the loop. Don't worry, though. I was very much in the same place as you. I haven't played Minecraft regularly since, and to pull the curtain back, my college days when we had a local, like an in-community server. And then I dropped off of it because I didn't have people to play with again anymore. But now I do, so here I am. But yeah, Advance Wars is kind of like the plumb bob for these sorts of tactics games. Originally made by the same people who created Fire Emblem. Obviously this remake was not. This one was made by the same group behind actually the Shantae games, which is another series of games that you should definitely try out. Those are platform-based games about a genie who dances to transform into other stuff. Super fun. Definitely support them. But whereas Fire Emblem focuses on individual characters and heroes that grow over time, Advance Wars is all about kind of macro-level strategy stuff. instead of localized tactics. Meaning that your units, if you lose a unit, it's not the end of the world, although you will have to build another one. You started with Risky's Revenge. Okay, good. Yes, you are on board already then. Good. Good stuff. That was unfortunate that I did just lose that cruiser, but c'est la vie. So there's a lot more interplay between, like, you're not choosing your weapons like you would in a Fire Emblem game. Each unit has its own specialty things that it's good at. And there are even some hidden interactions that they don't tell you about right off the rip. Like, for instance, anti-air units are also great as anti-infantry units, for some, quite frankly, horrifyingly realistic reasons. Human bodies don't like flak. Fun fact. Well, maybe not a fun fact, but a fact nonetheless. Okay, alright. You also have... you do have your commanding officer, right? So, like, right now I'm playing as a guy named Drake, who focuses on seaborne units. So his land does have a superpower. Everybody has, like, a basic power, and then in Advance Wars 2, Black Hole Rising, that's the campaign we're playing right now, they introduced superpowers, which were even more powerful versions of, like, the specialty things they can do. So Drake's super deals 2 damage to all enemy units and halves their fuel amounts, and then also causes it to rain, which means that enemy units are going to be moving real super slow, whereas my units are completely unimpacted by the rain. So even though my air units are weaker than his, I can make that, or use that to my advantage. Because, here we go. You know, he's lost a lot of fuel, he's lost a lot of HP, I can tilt the balance in my favor a little bit this turn. We still do not have enough to generate a battle, or like a battleship, unfortunately. But we should be able to do that maybe next turn, I'm hoping. I'm not building very many units right now, other than the helicopters that I need to really stay on top of this. Okay, my double tank lander isn't going to arrive until next turn, unfortunately. Okay, what can we do here? So, for instance, actually, like, there are some really interesting interactions, because most of the time you think of tanks as kind of like, oh, this is kind of your all-powerful, like, this is the unit we're going to use to break everything else. But tanks are actually kind of garbage against infantry units, because, you know, when you fire a solid shell, unless you actually nail the dude with it, you're going to damage his hearing, but not much else, if we're being completely honest. So yeah, they are kind of crap at dealing with infantry, and the bigger medium tanks, or the Neo tanks, are even worse at dealing with infantry. They just, the idea is they don't have the mobility for it, you know? So, like, there's some really, really cool interactions. Like, one of my favorite ones is just the fact that, like, sending in waves of infantry to deal with artillery is actually fairly solid as a tactic, because they're cheap units, you're not losing too terribly much income if you do lose them, but also, you know, artillery is not particularly well armored, actually. So, you know, like, it's not meant to be hit. It's not supposed to be on the front line, so if you can break through with a few infantry units, you can take down artillery with them fairly easily. Okay, is there anybody else I can move and actually do something productive with? Not right now. Okay, alright, there we go. Repairs do cost money. Like, that's the thing. It's not as true of a rock paper scissors situation as, like I said, Fire Emblem is, because that one is a literal rock paper scissors. You know, sword beats axe, axe beats lance, lance beats sword, kind of thing. Whereas with this, it's more kind of like a complicated web of effectiveness. So, like, for instance, cruisers are great against helicopters, but they can't do anything against, like, jets or bombers, because their rockets just don't have the range for it. Let's see, what else? Yeah, like the anti-air stuff, again, is less armored than tanks are, and they can't do damage to tanks, so they're going to lose out to them every time. But against air units where tanks struggle, they are specifically good, you know? But they're also strong against various other things. Like I said, infantry or recon units, things that are less armored. Yeah, you absolutely do. If anything, just to encourage them to actually, like, maybe continue the series, because we haven't gotten a new Advance Wars since Days of Ruin on the DS. Or alternatively, I keep hoping that we'll get an Advance Wars Dual Strike, which was the third game in this timeline. Days of Ruin was a new timeline for the series. But Dual Strike was a whole heck of a lot of fun, introduced a whole bunch of new COs. Dang it, I don't have quite enough. Okay, another battlecopter. It's fine, this is fine. Oop, nope, I want to move that guy first. So let's go around to here, just go ahead and get rid of this anti-air unit. A whole lot of fun. You can make your own maps and play against people. Hello, Apple Mummy! Been a while. I'm glad to have you here. Da-da-da-da. Okay, I can't get to that artillery unit, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Also can't get to that tank down there, which is also unfortunate. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. Okay, let's see if we can bop you. Plus, in this version of it, they've really done a lot of work to give each of the various cultures their own sort of identity. Like, it existed in previous versions of the game, but it wasn't as strong. So, like, you can see the differences between the Green Earth and the Black Hole infantry units very clearly. Plus, when you get to stuff like tanks, the Black Hole stuff is all super secret science tech, so, like, it floats, it fires lasers and stuff like that, whereas the Green Earth stuff is very, you know, we are European, sort of turn-of-the-century folks. Very robust. I love the infantry's long coats. Those are so good. And then let's see if we can bop you for a bit of damage. Oh! Oh my goodness! Hello, Keegan! Welcome, welcome, welcome! You recall Jess and Eagle being very hyper-British, which you love. Yes. Yes. Like, I have been... Like, I always give Eagle a very posh accent when he comes up. I've been trying to figure out the accent I want to give to Jess. If only so that I can directly target Captain Hurricane with her. Because I know that she is the type of lady that they really, really like. Let's see. Okay, is there anything else useful I can do this turn? I don't think so. Yeah, we're gonna hold off there. So, playing more Sparks of Hope today, huh, Keegan? Does it continue to be pretty good? Or has it kind of fallen flat? I've heard really good things about it, just like I heard really good things about the first game. But I could also, yeah. Still pretty good. Excellent. I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, goodbye, infantry. They just went poof. I really need to get around to finishing the first game. Yeah, like, just that weird combination of the Mario world and then introducing the XCOM-style tactics to it is so funky. I love it. It's so good. You're afraid for it to get repetitive, but you unlock a new character, so not that repetitive in the end. Excellent. Yeah, adding those sorts of new characters with new abilities is kind of the best way to prevent things from getting too repetitive. You know, having the ability to change out COs in this game is kind of the best way to deal with that here. Let's see. Okay. Oh! Well, thank you very much, Renpona, for the follow. Let's see what we can do. Can I take you down? I can't take you down, but I can at least do some heavy damage here. Yeah, it is. It's super fun. Okay, I do have a battleship, or enough money to get a battleship now. And hey, wouldn't you look at that? Can't get that lander back this turn anyway. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and build a battleship and start causing problems on purpose. Actually, I shouldn't say start. We're going to continue causing problems on purpose. Okay, bop you. You know, I should really come up with a script about, like, hey, welcome to the Come and Go Tavern. Here's, you know, for those just joining us, here's what we are. Expand our problem causing. Exactly, dudes. We have lost every single one of our anti-air units at this point, which is really unfortunate. I don't know, let's kind of workshop that script a little bit. Yes, hello, welcome to the Come and Go Tavern. We are a full-service tavern in the town of Hope, in the Willforge region of the continent of Vania, fantasy world, where we are kind of really trying to make life better for everybody. We joined up amongst ourselves after the last major war, kind of proved to us that we really do better working with each other rather than against each other. And so we are an equal opportunity establishment here. We are a big proponent of sex work and how to, you know, make a livelihood using your own body in a way that you choose, and all that fun stuff. Hence why this is an 18+ stream. Plus I talk about a little bit of politics because honestly, I play a lot of war games, and any game that has to do with war is political just by its own nature. You don't get war without politics. Sorry if that's a surprise. So yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy your time here. All that fun stuff. I am excited. We've got some... Yeah, politics in my war? Unbelievable. Doesn't happen, ever. Unheard of. Ooh, can't quite get down to there. Oh well. It is what it is. We are also starting to run low on infantry units, so I'm going to start generating some more. There we go. But yeah, I have a whole bunch of updates that are coming to the channel. I've been slowly kind of dripping them out over on my Twitter, doing like an update every Monday and Thursday about, you know, hey, here's some of the new updates coming out. We are going to have all of those updates live as of May 4th, so the first Saturday of May. I had to look at my calendar over my shoulder, double check myself. These days you're playing Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader as well. It's intergalactic politics, and everybody is evil anyway. I'm going to come back to that one because you're absolutely correct, and I want to expand on that. Welcome to the Come and Go Tavern. We provide battle tactics, battle bikinis, and the best whole wheat loaf in Hope. Yep, indeed, indeed. Ooh. You know, see, I would say that I should commission a bikini outfit, but unfortunately, my badonkadonks are not the kind that work with bikinis. They are sloppy and out there. Yeah. It's, One Pieces are my friend. Let's just say it that way. I need to play both Rogue Tactics and Mechanicus so bad, but the games are expensive. Boo. Okay, yes, play Mechanicus. If I do, like, a specialty thing for me, at some point, probably on, like, my birthday or something like that, I am absolutely going to play Mechanicus because, ooh, it's my favorite 40k game ever! They absolutely captured the Mechanicum's vibe so very perfectly. After playing 3 houses, after getting a light, not so great at positional tactics, but it has casual mode, so you've been getting by. Yes. Okay, so 3 houses. I love that game for what it is. I wish they had hinted at the kind of final twist of the game a little bit earlier. Because my first playthrough, that came out of nowhere. Like, I've played a lot of the Fire Emblem games. I can't say for certain that I've played all of them. I'm pretty sure I've played all of them at this point. But, yeah. There's usually some kind of twist like that, and we've even gotten similar twists in past games, but I feel like it wasn't expanded upon until way too late in the game, and it felt very out of nowhere. You've been avoiding 40k because you know you'll probably love it and can't afford another hobby. You know, that's valid. It is entirely valid. Back when I first started 40k, it took me literally 14 years to build my first army, just kind of like occasionally getting one kit for my birthday or for a holiday or something like that. And then I got adult money. And then I spent a lot of adult money. And now I barely even play either 40k or Age of Sigmar or Fantasy anymore. I mostly use those miniatures for like other games, for like NPCs and battle minis, for like other tabletop RPGs. So, you know, it's still a good investment. That's what I tell myself when I, you know, see how big of a backlog I have. But anyway, Rogue Trader. Oh my goodness, Rogue Trader, people were complaining a few weeks ago, or actually probably months at this point, about the fact that, like, oh, even when you do good things in Rogue Trader, you're treated as, you know, like everybody in the game gets mad at you for it. And it's like, yeah, that's the 40k lore. Have you played 40k? No one's the good guys. Like, even the two groups that I would argue are kind of almost the good guys are very much still not the good guys. Like, the Tau are, like, they are very much a slave driver race. Like, they do not treat the Kroot or the Vespids well. Other examples being like the Votan, who are the closest to the other kind of good guys, but they are stark capitalists. And as much as they have held onto their ability to make new technology, they haven't actually like kept up with things. You know, because hey, our giant computer brains are starting to fail. And that's a problem. We don't remember how to build them. That's a problem, y'all. Like, 40k universe is dark. And that's the joke, you know? Like, it is so wild to me that so many people are like, oh, but I super love the Space Marines. They're the good guys. And it's like, no, they are not. They very much are not. There's not a single faction with both good intentions and good means. Right, like, I could almost make an argument for the Custodes being good because, like, especially the older Custodes actually knew the Emperor and knew him as, like, the person who was like, hey, don't worship me as a god, you're not supposed to do this. But then also, there aren't enough of them to actually, like, affect change within the Imperium. Orcs being 80s football hooligans always amuses you. Yes, absolutely. Oh, God. And then when people say, oh, there's no politics in 40k, I just think back to the very first battle report where the orcs were all a whole bunch of Thatcherite hooligans, like literally had Margaret Thatcher's face painted on their flag, and the space dwarves at the time were fighting for union rights in mining. And it's like, you sure there's no politics in this game, y'all? I'm pretty sure it's baked into the blood, guys. Yeah. Media literacy is an absolutely necessary skill, and every time somebody says, you know, something like, oh, we don't need to teach, like, media literacy, or people don't, like, people shouldn't have to take, like, you know, social classes, or English, or math, or anything like that. I'm like, are you sure? Because I'm seeing a lot of cultural stuff going on right now that sure does say that they would have benefited from that. I believe there was a unit named after her at one point. I don't remember if there still is. A lot of those older units kind of got sent off into what's now referred to as legend status. And I don't remember if she still exists. Oh my goodness, Mag Uruk Thraka, I forgot that. Yep, you're right. You're 100% right. Hello, Dash. Hello. Thank you for jumping in with that. Oh my goodness. Now, I will say, Warhammer Fantasy had, I don't want to say less politics, because the politics in that were just different, because it was a lot of talking about, like, hey, you know, a lot of the jingoism in British culture leads to, you know, people who think, like, oh, the Arthurian age was great. I must commend you. And so, like, that was a lot of fantasy stuff. I haven't deep dived into AOS, so I can't speak to that one. Oh no, we're gonna lose 2 HP. Oh no. Um, actually kind of a problem in a couple of locations, but it's fine. This is fine. It's mostly just going to cost us money. Yeah, Tyranids just being very hungry, relatable. So one of the old school jokes for 40k was basically like, hey, the Tyranids are basically just floating in a straight line. They weren't actually spreading all that much in the old days. They were just kind of like moving in a straight line across the galaxy. They came in from outside the galaxy. They're moving in a straight line. So everybody just get out of their way. You know, it's like the Modrones. Just get out of their way. Yes, it's going to be a major inconvenience because we have to evacuate whole worlds. But if you just stay out of their way, eventually they're a self-solving problem. You know? But they are too convenient of an enemy to kind of drum up that pre-stated jingoism and the, like, you know, increasing a war budget and all that sort of stuff. The Terminids in Helldivers 2 are a great example of this as well, where, like, if you haven't paid attention to the actual lore behind Helldivers as a universe, you probably don't know this, but Terminids are 100% a thing that, like, the humans... I don't know if they had created them whole hog, or if they just, you know, bring them up and, like, breed them intentionally, because when they decay, they basically just turn into fossil fuels. Like, souped-up super fossil fuels that are really convenient to run their giant, like, galaxy-spanning spaceships in. Or off of, I should say. So, like, yeah. You like that the Gene Stealers are, as you understand, freedom fighters and working really hard to do social uprising. So there is a bit of that within the Gene Stealer cults, but that is also with the ultimate goal of, like, hey, this is the easiest way for us to get the population of certain planets on our side, spread the necessary genes throughout the population to make them easier to be taken over by the Tyranids, and turn them into biomass for them. Yeah, exactly. I think it was something like some genetic modifications to increase the oil. Exactly. Then feed the freed people to the Tyranids. Yeah, exactly. You got it, Pastor. You got it. You know what's up. I'm gonna go in there. Can't get there this turn, unfortunately, which means I'm probably going to lose this cruiser, which is unfortunate. But we are also going to start taking a crack with this helicopter down here. Yeah. And then, the automatons in Helldivers 2 are basically like a child race for the cyborgs from number 1, which is harrowing, quite frankly. Like, we got beaten back so bad that we need to make a whole other group that isn't technically people, but is made through similar biomodifications as us, to actually act as kind of a buffer between these jerks and our people. Like, that is terrifying. Interesting plot point where the Nids turning up in the cult, realizing they weren't their friends, and genetically getting eaten too. Yeah, if you're far enough down the Gene Stealer cult line, you don't realize that, hey, the cult is a bad thing. Because you have just enough Gene Stealer in you to be, like, a little bit stronger and be valuable in your community, but not enough to actually read as a Tyranid to other Tyranids. And that's woof. That's rough, buddy. Oop, I want to go further than that. Oh, Nelly. Wait, what did I build that... What did I build that ate up that much material, or did I just do that many repairs last turn? We're gonna drop you there. We're gonna drop you there. Back you up. Put you there. We're still gonna lose you next turn, but that's... Well, it's not fine, but it's manageable. We're not quite in attrition mode yet, but we have lost a lot of units at this point. Thankfully, so has Hawk. So we're not in the depths yet. Some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Hydration. Oh, I also just noticed that it's already 1:15 or 1:20. Should probably take a break, stand up, do all that some sort of fun stuff at some point soon. I want to see if I can get back on the front foot before I do that, however. That's... stop it. Stop pushing me back. Rude. Exceedingly rude. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna do that. Interesting. Unfortunate. Dislike. No thank you. Be interesting to see what Henry Cavill makes of his Warhammer Cinematic Universe. Oh, hang on. That's... I do that? Not by much. You struggle with the game's story is nothing but miserable, but if Mechanicus and Rogue Trader have some good humor, I'm down. Mechanicus has a lot of good humor in it. So internally, the Mechanicum is actually a fairly functional society. There's a lot of good humor, there's a lot of intrigue. There are disagreements between different characters on, like, what counts as good Mechanicus stuff, because, like, some worship the Emperor as if he were oh goodness, the Omnissiah. Some view the Emperor as either a pretender or like a precursor to the Omnissiah, and there's a lot of interesting interweave there, but it's not actually all that miserable. Rogue Trader also has some good humor, but it is that very kind of like dark, tongue-in-cheek humor. Think some of the, like the darker Monty Python stuff. Glad you were able to finally catch a stream. I always see you going live after it's over. Oh, I'm glad you can be here, dudes. On the note of Cavill stuff, I am not a fan of Cavill as a person because of a very specific thing he said in an interview during his run around for the whatchamacallit, the Superman movies. Because he outright said that he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to continue working in Hollywood in the Me Too era. And if that's not a red flag, I don't fucking know what is. So I'm glad that 40K is getting, you know, some major support behind it, but also I wish it had been someone else. And like when he said that, everybody around me was still very much kind of over their heels about him. I'm like, are you sure? Your AdMech kill team's lore is their interstellar crate diggers, finding ancient music, tech, and vinyl. Love that. Yeah, that wasn't a great take. So yeah, he's a But yeah, love that. That is such a good way to think about that. Let's see. I had a couple of kill teams at one point, and I don't remember practically any of their lore at this point. Like, okay, one of my kill teams was the Death Court, like the Krieg kill team, and I always played them as if they were like aware of the fact that they were clones, because like a lot of Krieg stuff, you know, plays on the fact that like, you know, oh, it's real hush hush. You know, nobody talks about the fact that Krieg can supply so many soldiers because they're just creating cloning vats, and that's part of the reason why they constantly wear their masks to kind of hide that fact. You know what? I really don't want to lose this cruiser. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back the cruiser up and plop this guy right there. You know what? And this is already on its way out. Can I... Yeah, I'm going to do this. So like the idea of a group of Krieg soldiers who are very aware of the fact that they're all clones that are considered replaceable gives a little bit more strength to the general Krieg vibe of like, we are World War I troops. And that just feels super appropriate to me. Okay, I need more tanks over there because I am losing tanks very quickly. I'm sad that my airport is blocked up right now, otherwise I'd make another helicopter, but it is what it is. What was the other one? I also had, like, my very first kill team I ever built was Sisters of Silence kill team that was all, flamethrower users, which has some really fun stories behind it. Because not lore-wise. I didn't really ever create any complex lore for them, but they were either incredibly effective on the battlefield or did absolutely nothing. There was one game against an orc player where somehow I got the other player down to a single model, and he kept making his saves. They, like, I still had like 7 sisters, and all of them were just flamer, and we literally turned out. Like, we ran out of turns, and I could not kill this last orc. So weird. The dice just absolutely hated me that day. Okay, so this was maybe even like 2 editions of Kill Team ago at this point. Dark Eldar, but themed after Fast and the Furious 3 Tokyo Drift. And so, like, they were all in one of the transports. I had the transport painted up with, like, some of those new pearlescent colors at the time. Like, it's very, very cool. The idea was just, whipping around corners and just unloading into people with the splinter racks, which was way more effective than most people realized it would be. I actually turn one'd a Raven Guard jump squad. I can't remember what their jump troops are called, but yeah, he jumped just within range, and I just unloaded, and they poof, just gone, with just splinter weapons, But the transport having a splinter rack, basically meaning I could roll a 3rd die for anything that missed, being just inside that rapid fire range, them being poison weapons, which meant that, like, hey, your extra toughness doesn't matter, I'm wounding you on 4-ups, and having a couple people in there that were throwing like 10 dice because of heavy weapons in the squad. Absolute just beauty, grace, amazing. Let's see what we can see. Yeah, it was absolutely brutal, and like that happened, and we just kind of stood there and went, well, I'm gonna change, like, Sheela is gonna change teams for the next one because that felt rude. Let's give that another try. Because, woo! Okay, we're gonna continue cracking away here. Do I have enough money? I do have enough money for another cruiser. Let's go ahead and build another cruiser. Put you over there. Oh, I never noticed the marimba part in this super theme. That's really cute. Ooh, I hate that you were able to actually take that. But it is what it is. Yeah, that is one thing that I miss a little bit about some of the older lore. Don't get me wrong, I love that the Dark Eldar are, like, essentially, like, you take an already hedonistic society and make them have to be even more hedonistic just to survive. Like, that is cool from a conceptual standpoint, but I do miss the Dark Eldar having more of a biker gang feel to them. I know that they released, for Kill Team specifically, a kit of, not Raider, what are the, Reaver, Reavers are the Dark Eldar jet bikes. What are the Dark Elf pirates, or the Eldar pirate faction called? Very BDSM club vibes, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, their whole thing is, in order to avoid having their, like, whole shit wrecked by Slanesh, they have to continuously suck up more and more soul energy in order to not die, and that leads them to doing some really wacky things. I like them to do a bit more around the Men of Iron lore bits. Adding in this one sci-fi hero quest thing they did was pretty cool. So, Tom, you should look into the Leagues of Votan, because that added so much context to the Men of Lore, or the Men of Iron, lore, because the Votan actually still have Men of Iron. Like, if you remember that one unit that I painted up in Gucci colors from the Votan, I painted it on, or put it on Caster's server a while back, is a Man of Iron. And the Votan actually explicitly are like, meat or metal, kin is kin, and they treat AI as like like they treat AI as citizens, and it's so cool. It's so great. It's a fantastic way of dealing with this split between the two, where like the Votan still have all of the old technology that humanity originally abandoned, and like actually know how it works. Maybe you have to go when you catch the stream. No, have a good one. Hope you have a great rest of your day, dudes. But yeah, the Men of Iron still absolutely exist, and the Votan are also just a fascinating lore drop anyway, because like their plasma weapons don't get hot. Like there's this thing where like in the lore they kind of met back up with humanity and saw what humans, like the Imperium was doing with plasma weapons, and was like, why did you take the heat sinks off? Why are you just running around with it without like its safety shell on? What are you idiots doing? And it expanded on so much stuff from the lore that like had been just kind of like sitting and was the normal for the Imperium for a very long time. So cool as a faction. Yes, absolutely you can hang out with the Votan. Let's hang on. Let's see if we can... Yeah, we can bop that. The Tau also actually have pretty good AI rights going on, because that's actually part of the reason why their drones lost the Fearless ability, because their AI got good enough that they now count as actual citizens of the Empire. So, like, they have full-blown emotions, and they can do things, and all that sort of fun stuff. It also means that they're, you know, now, like, also conscripts, but, you know, we're not going to talk about that part, because that's kind of the dirty, dark secret of the Tau. Like, it sure is space communism with all of the best and worst things and implications of that, isn't it? Okay, we've done that. Yes, okay, let's make another battlecopter. A tank, so that we can really start pushing this back. And I desperately need to get rid of this bullshit. Stop taking my cities. They're mine. I need that income. And in turn, let's see where this goes from here. Okay, we've slowed them down at least. We're not going to lose cities, but we're also not gaining cities at this point, which is a bad thing. I'm trying to remember if there are any other AI-friendly groups in the canon. I mean, I'm sure Tyranids are kind of neutral on them, because they probably don't even know what an AI is. The Mechanicus gets a little bit squiffy with them sometimes. Like, occasionally they'll fuck with AI, but mostly not. Most of the time it's considered an abominable intelligence. And that's kind of, like, a part of Mechanicus. Depending on who you are, where you are, all that sort of fun stuff changes your emotions on that. But there are definitely members of the Mechanicus that are aware of the fact that, like, not all AI is a bad thing. It's just a question of, like, using it, I don't want to say correctly, but in a way that won't cause it to go wild and start killing people, i.e. don't treat it like a slave. But also, most of the Imperium's lore, they don't have actually complicated computers. They're run off of, like, essentially lobotomized humans. Love the Dark Mechanicum and the Demon Engine Dinos. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Dark Mechanicum has some really cool stuff going on. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take a crack at this. We're going to lose this unit, but that's going to mean we can bring up our next unit and clear up some space. I cannot let them take over this peninsula. I'm starting to think I made a mistake by not rushing these two factories here at the beginning of the match. I'm going to bring you back over to there, bring you down to there, drop, and drop. Okay. Okay, we're gonna have you wait there. Maybe this is the part where I need to make another lander, because that's gonna mean we get a new lander dropping in every turn. But right now we're not able to do that. You know what? I am actually just gonna create a couple more infantry down there as well. Ugh. I'm gonna lose a city. This is gonna suck. This is gonna get a lot worse before it gets better. Oh, that was a whole lot of words for me there for a while, wasn't it? Talking a lot more than I usually do. And I may need to append what I was saying before about how I wanted to keep playing until I was at least back on the front foot before taking a break, because, woo, this is not looking good. I am going to have to start relying more on... Wait a minute. Was I an idiot? Have I been a foolish, foolish fool this entire time? Oh no, I think I figured out how I'm supposed to win this map. I think I was supposed to take a lander and just land on his HQ and take it. Oh no. Hang on. I'll take a look at that once I get my turn back. Okay. Yeah, that's almost certainly what I was supposed to do. Ah, dang it. Beans. Okay, we're gonna go back to here. And wait. We're gonna go around to here. How much do you have left? Okay, you're gonna get that capture no matter what I do. So I'm gonna go to here, and I'm just gonna eliminate you. That's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. We're gonna drop you there. We're gonna drop you over there. Can't hit anything of consequence right now, so instead I'm gonna bring you up to there. And that means I can actually start targeting a lot of bigger units now. I do only have 4 ammo left, which isn't great, but it is what it is. Take you up there. We're gonna hit this guy, take him out. Yep. Boom. Done so. Do you have any anti-air in this area? Not really. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some shots here. We're in Battlecopter. Okay. Yeah, let's start building infantry back up. Alright, and we're gonna let Eagle, or not Eagle, Hawk have his turn, and then I'm gonna take a break real quick. I'm trying to get back in the habit of doing breaks every, like every 45 minutes, but that'll be a little bit easier for me once I do my updates to the channel. This is unfortunate. I am not happy that this is happening right now. It's not the end of the world, but it is an inconvenience, because there's a good chance I may lose that cruiser if both of those helicopters can get there. Oh, that was just basic, not the super. Okay, okay. It's a little less bad. Okay. Let's see. It's mostly an inconvenience because of the damage it did to my battleship. Like, everything else I can kind of deal with it on, but the battleship actually needs that HP. And realistically, I need a second battleship that can kind of live at that central port. Inconvenient, but not the end of the world, because it means that his medium tank can't get to that tank this turn. Okay, again, an inconvenience, but not the end of the world. I don't think I'm going to leave it there to be repaired after this first repair run, though. Because that's just going to end up sucking up money, which is not a good thing. Okay. Alright, so I will be right back. Oh, let's hang on. Let's see. You. Yep, I will be right back in a few minutes. Don't know why my Luma wipe isn't working as my standard transition right now. So I'm going to have to actually manually hit that button. I will be back in a few minutes. Talk to you soon. Well, dang it. I was trying to fix my stuff on this end, and my hotkeys still aren't working. So I'll have to mess with that after the stream, see if I can get that doing the thing. But welcome back. I'm glad to have you. Thank you for still being here with us. Hope everybody had time to stand up, stretch, get rehydrated, get a snack maybe, all that fun stuff. So let's see about taking him down a peg. Like, I can only guess that my Stream Deck pedal is probably acting up because of all the update stuff I've been doing in OBS. I have a different scene collection that is working fine, I think, but now I'm going to have to go back and check that later too. But we'll see what happens. No, I'm going to leave you at 1. Let's bring you down here. Let's see. Okay. I really can't risk losing more cities because lost income is deadly in this game. Yep. Let's see. Woof. This next turn's gonna be real rough, folks. I really and truly do regret not pushing forward and grabbing those two factories when I had the chance. The reason why this is going to be rough and it's going to throw off my rhythm is because I can only drop one person here, which means this lander is going to spend 2 turns here instead of 1. And they're not really being a safe place to land practically anywhere on the map is a huge inconvenience. I'm gonna hold off on... Oh my goodness, I can't even say I'm holding off on making new things. I physically can't make new things. Oh, this is rough. Oh, this is real rough. But, you know what? I have crumb cake now. So, you know, life's not bad. Mm. Mm-hmm. Life would be so much better if war could be solved with cake. Yep, I think I'm gonna have to restart this one, folks. Not really. I'm not good at cooking. I can make like 3 or 4, maybe 5 things. Baking is way too much of a science. And it's not a science that I'm particularly good at. Like, I can cook really basic things, but nothing like actual cakes or like pastries or anything like that. That is such, it takes such a delicate hand, and I'm not a delicate lady. I could keep bashing my head against this and probably win eventually, but I'm going to restart it for the sake of a better run. Next time we won't get caught up with any distractions. Those bases over at the center junction. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Okay, this is fine. Oh no, I didn't mean to hit quit. Dang it. Yep. Okay, so we really need, like, we managed to get that center airport fairly easily, and that was a good call, but we also need to rush for that bottom area.
Oh, sir.
Yep. So just moving as far as we bleeding well can. Here we go. Okay. You can cook, but you suck at baking. Yeah, yeah. It's a specialty skill. It really and truly is. Like, being able to cook is always a great skill set to have, but being able to bake is just absolutely mind-boggling to me. Like, people who can do both as well as carry other skills, just, wow. I'm always impressed. Especially, like, people who can, like, bake those specialty breads, like croissants. Oh my goodness. Actually, like, nice, fluffy, buttery, flaky croissants are just so amazing. But also very much a complicated thing that, like, requires extra training. You can kind of make a good croissant for a while, and then it takes, like, experimentation with the different ratios and all that sort of stuff to figure out what makes a really good croissant. You know what I mean? So something to think about this time. I don't really necessarily need to capture this seaport early on, because I'm just using it as a docking station, essentially. I just need it to not fall into enemy hands. That's the big thing. I do have enough to make another lander, so I'll go ahead and start that. And this will be the beginning of that process. I was doing well enough with 3 landers, but I do think saving towards 4 might be a good idea, because then I can have somebody landing every turn. Whereas before I was having, like, some turns were empty, and so they weren't able to actually, like, effectively reinforce. It became a slow death by 1,000 cuts. I also feel like I got my battleship way too late. And part of that was just because of the fact that I wasn't able to reinforce, and I started losing momentum and not taking enough cities. I'm going to fast forward through a lot of this combat. Because, I mean, we've seen it, you know? Yeah, exactly, tempo management. So let's send these 2 up here. Send these 2 down here. I'm just going to absolutely destroy you. No! Oh, dang it! I needed to move you. Oh, nerds. Okay, hang on. Yeah, I know. Before I forget and do the exact same thing again. There we go. So now I can drop the infantry there. Okay, there we go. And we're going to take a crack at this guy so that we don't have quite so many full HP helicopters floating around. load her up, and bring you around. What's my income looking like right now? Okay, 8,000. So I need to be left with at least 4,000. Okay, so if I make 4 infantry units, and then I can make another lander next turn. Game audio still looking good. Okay. At this point, I am paranoid about all of my audio again. Like, I've had it so well for so long, and I don't know what happened with that VLC audio earlier, because basically, like, I have my Switch hooked up to a capture card, and then the capture card is being captured through VLC instead of the capture card software, because it plays nicer and uses less, processing power. You know what? I should have held off on those extra 4 infantry units and saved up for additional cruiser this turn. Oh well. Too late. We are doing it live. It is what it is. Okay, we'll pop this guy. You gotta bounce to prepare dinner? Oh, speaking of which, but great to catch you live. Yeah. Thank you very much for being here today, Caster. Can't wait to play games with you tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna give a Hawk what for. Being a little more intelligent about it this time, too. Okay, so we can't build anything else this turn. And we're not going to have enough money to really do another cruiser next turn. That's fine, though. This is where things are going to get interesting, because now I get to use my super. And we're going to retry this. I wish I had the kind of healing ability that he does on his super, but I guess the ability to slow everybody down with the rain is also useful. Okay, just out of the sky, love it. Actually, I'm going to leave you there for now. little quiet marimba part there. It's just lovely. Okay, I'm not going to build anything this turn. I'm going to try and get, at minimum, another carrier. Not carrier, lander this next turn. But if possible, another cruiser. Yep, there we go. Ooh, and we do in fact have enough for another cruiser. So let's go ahead and break that out. And we're on day 7, so let's see if we can make it those factories before he does. One there, one there. Need to start making tanks stuff, but I definitely need, my next big purchase is going to be the lander. Once I have my 4th lander, I'll go for a battleship. Alright, cruiser forward. Okay. Saving up, so hopefully next turn I can get another lander. And then we'll have a good rotation of ground troops coming in. And we can start saving towards battleship. You know, I probably should have made an APC. That would have been a good idea. Because then I could have gotten an infantry unit up to these factories a lot faster. Now I'm going to start capturing some of these cities, while still reinforcing the front lines. Okay. Oh no, I finished my water. I can switch to a more fun drink. Oh no. Oh darn. I do have to be careful with these though. These are very sugary, because I don't actually drink alcohol anymore, but that also means they make my vocal cords feel better, but also make them more sticky. So, you know, bleh. You win some, you lose some. I hate that though. That's definitely a loss. Okay, not a full loss. Just an annoying moment. The anti-air coming up, though, that is a problem. That is an actual problem. Yeah, if I do this again, definitely sending an APC over here first. So that way I can guarantee a push quickly that should get me an extra turn, essentially, before they show up. Plus it gives them a target to shoot at that is not the infantry unit capturing the thing. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, let's see what they're gonna do now. Probably should make an anti-air to send over there, just in case they start really trying to use aircraft over land, but we'll see. Nerds. They're gonna cancel this capture. Yep, there it is. Alright, I have made a grave tempo mistake. I'm gonna restart. Yeah, I know. A little bit disappointing. I haven't even made it through one map this time around. That's unfortunate. But I'm gonna try and up my tempo a little bit further again. Okay, so we have our winning strategy as far as what's going on up north is concerned. We don't necessarily need to make another cruiser when I was making another cruiser either. So if we go for our full 4 landers first, that may actually do us a better job, especially if we can get an APC in there too, on that second lander. So let's just go ahead and generate an APC now. Plus an infantry unit. Let's see how that changes how the AI acts. That's one thing about Advance Wars is that they're always very reactive AIs. Okay, drop off that. So simply changing the units you build and what order you build them in can have a pretty dramatic effect. Oh, I should have sent that APC south first. Oh well. It'll still get there in time because next turn I'm going to build another lander. And then it won't be able to activate until the following turn anyway. So the APC will still get there in time. Ooh, actually, you know what? I wonder if I could build 2 APCs. Okay, I don't have quite the funds to build 2 APCs. And build the lander at the same time and get it out of the bay next turn. Okay. That's fine. If I'd been a little more conservative with my money, I probably could do that. Could have done that, I should say. But it is what it is. And we're going to go around to there. And see what I mean? They used their helicopters dramatically different this time than from last time. So I'm not sure how this is going to turn out now. Drop off that infantry unit there, and hopefully both helicopters won't go after that infantry unit. But we're going to find out. Okay, that's actually fine. I would love it if that second helicopter also went after it. Yes, excellent. Okay, okay, this is actually turning out better for us overall. Because we kind of don't care if that lander takes a couple of whacks. Especially because it means that both of those cruisers are still full health. Plus, that infantry unit is also still full health. So we're going to get 2 turn captures instead of 3 turn captures. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Get over to there. Come down here. Pop you. Nice. Well done, well done. Okay. Okay, so this is overall already turning out to be a better situation than before. I'm actually going to back you up a little bit. We're going to hope that the enemy AI doesn't do something smart. Build another anti-air. Oh, oh, hello, hello, welcome. Hey there, TPR 1423. Hey, TP Roll. How are you doing today? Let's see. What were you playing? You were playing Supermarket Simulator. Okay. I'm assuming it's part of that whole, like, line of, you know, blankety-blank simulator games, but can you tell me a little more about what makes Supermarket Simulator special? Like, sell me the game. Sell me the game. Because, like, Surgeon Simulator, I get that. House Flipping Simulator, not a house flipper myself, think it's a little bit weird, but I get the idea of how comforting it is to, like, repaint things, do repairs, those sorts of things. Ditto for, like, Power Wash Simulator. So what's Is it this sort of a similar situation with Supermarket Simulator, where it's about kind of like doing those sorts of relaxing, repetitive chores, or is there something else about the game that is just amazing? Something that sells you on it? Or otherwise, hey, if you need to step away and actually go, like, stretch, get some water, get some food, all that stuff, you are free to do so. Either way, I hope you had a great stream, and I welcome you in. Basically, building up and running your own store is slightly addictive. Yeah, there was an arcade simulator, like Arcade Paradise, that's the name of it, a while back, that hit a very similar tone for me. And I actually think I got it as part of Humble Bundle now, so I actually own it instead of just having it on Game Pass. So I should definitely jump back into that. Because, yeah, like, okay, I run my own business IRL, but, like, that comes with real problems, Whereas Arcade Paradise is just, oh, you gotta pick up some gum. Oh, no. It's the nice, relaxing parts. It's not the dealing with really, terrible customers parts. My customers tend to be good, but there's always that one person, What's my income looking like now? We're bringing in 10,000 a turn. We need 12,000. Okay, so if I build a tank, I'll be able to build another lander next turn. Okay, good. So I am on my third restart of this map because I made some mistakes. I bashed my head against it for almost 2 hours and did not make meaningful progress in most of that time. And I started to lose the fight, essentially. Maybe you'll find some food, leave the raiders in my capable hands. Well, thank you very much. By the by, welcome raiders. If you are not familiar with me, my name is Sheela Ornthalis. I run the Come and Go Tavern here in the town of Hope, in the Wyndham region of Vania. Oh no, somebody must have done some repairs. Ah, dang it. Oh, it was that lander. Okay, alright. I shouldn't have done this tank last turn. Okay. Oh well. That just means I get to build more infantry this turn. That is A-okay. We are a full-service tavern, so if you see someone or something on the menu that you'd like, just let us know. We will get you a drink, a dinner, or maybe some companionship. So that's part of the reason why this stream is marked as 18+, because I do speak, quite frankly, about things like sex workers' rights and things like that. Plus, there's a little bit of politics in war, because, well, I say a little bit, but that's kind of what wars are all about, and I am not shy about that fact. Especially since I play, like I said, a lot of tactics games that have to do with wars. So those subjects do come up occasionally, so that's why we're 18+ here. Anyway, let's move right along. Today we are playing Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. It's a recreation of the Advance Wars 1 and Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising games from the Game Boy Advance era. They did a fantastic job of updating the visuals and the runtime on a lot of this stuff, and doing a little bit of balance changes here and there, but for the most part, leaving a formula that worked really beautifully well in place so that we could just enjoy our games. Okay, definitely the right decision to make. Okay, send you back there, send you up to there, drop you off, drop you off. Finish that capture. Excellent. I have enough to build another lander this turn. So send you forward to there, you forward to there. And then I've got 3,000 left over. I'm going to sit on that 3,000 because I know for a fact that we're about to get some nasty repair bills due to that other lander sitting down there, and I'm going to send this cruiser in there for repairs momentarily. So let's see where this is going from here. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm fast-forwarding right now, is the fact that this is my third try at this map. and I don't want us to waste time, if that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna put this APC right in range. What's your range looking like? Okay. I'm gonna drop you to there. And we're gonna bring you up to there. Cool. Okay. I did the math correctly. Excellent. That looks like it's gonna be right in range for that. Okay, so I can be there, but I can't be there. Okay. If you're not familiar with this type of game, basically, like, I have a whole bunch of little dudes that I run around with that each have different capabilities, and to make money, I have to capture cities. Only certain things can build things. So, for instance, I'm trying to capture a couple of factories in the middle of the map here. That losing them the first time around that I played this was what eventually caused me to literally lose the literal war of attrition. So yeah, that didn't go well for me. I'm going to go ahead and build my 4th lander. Yes, it puts the repairs of this cruiser back by a turn, but that's fine, because that's going to mean we can start really infantry rushing the other side, because we're going to be able to drop off 2 infantry units a turn and push them back. Additionally, once I can capture those factories over there, we can actually start building stuff there, which is going to make my life a whole heck of a lot easier, and it's going to save me some money. Oh, excuse the brief mute there. I had to sneeze. As I've kind of said to anybody who's been around my channel before, very much allergy season where I'm at right now, and so I'm itchy. I am just itchy, and it's the worst. We've had a couple of cold snaps here that were unseasonably late as of recent, and I thought we were finally done with it, but of course, no we weren't, unfortunately. Okay, I'm gonna move you forward. Start capturing this. Effectively, this should become kind of the home base for a battleship later on. I'm not quite there yet. Drop you there, we're gonna drop you there. Finish that capture. Move you to there. Move you up. Deal some major damage there. I'm really hoping this anti-air doesn't get taken out next turn, because I want to save it to be used against their infantry that they're advancing with. But if it ends up being a bit of a sacrifice, I'm not going to be okay with it, but it's going to be okay, if that makes sense. My tempo is going to be a little bit off because this lander I don't think is going to be able to reach them next turn. That's going to be fine, and I have enough infantry units built up there to be okay. So I'm going to drop another tank. Thankfully, his super is not available yet. It would be really unfortunate if it was, but he probably will get it next turn, or maybe if he doesn't have the tempo for it, maybe the turn after that. Okay. That's going to eat some money, but that's fine. Okay, that's a little unfortunate, because that's going to happen. Yep, there we go. Ooh, rattle, rattle, rattle. I kicked my desk, unfortunately. Okay. But that gives me access to my super. Finish this capture, then I'm going to pop that. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, commanding officers in this game are kind of where your major customization comes from. They change the effectiveness of different different unit types, and they have different powers that allow them to alter the battlefield temporarily. So Drake, the guy I'm working with, is a mostly naval commander, and in fact, his navy is the strongest in the first 2 games. I think there's another person who can kind of stand up to him in Dual Strike, if I recall correctly, but it's been a very long time since I played that one, so don't quote me on that. Okay, we're going to finish capturing these 2. Do I have the money? I do have the money for a tank right there in the middle of his group. Unfortunately, Drake's land units are a little bit subpar. I want to say it's only like a 10% reduction, but it's still, it may even only be a 5%. It's noticeable is the problem. It's just enough that it can cause issues. Drop and drop. Oh, ooh. Okay, I don't have to lose any tempo. Excellent. Good for me. Do I want to do more of them? Yeah, you know what? Let's... Yeah, you know what? Let's just pump out 4 more infantry units. Infantry Rush is considered a little bit cheesy, but it is what it is. You gotta get it, right? I should also start making helicopters in my airport up north, but I'm kind of holding off on that right now because he's about to do this. He's going to heal all of his units for 2 HP with his superpower this turn. Or not! Or he might not, because usually the AI only uses their super at the beginning of the turn. But I guess his wasn't fully charged yet. No, it is. It's fully charged. I have no idea what he's doing then. I have no idea what he's doing. I tell you what, though, I am definitely going to be pulling this cruiser back to sit in the port here. Oh, not there. Over there. Thank you. So thankfully his ability also deals a little bit of damage to my units and then heals his guys for an equal amount. But it doesn't affect units that are in transports. Most damaging abilities don't. Unless it destroys that transport, which most supers can't actually destroy the things that they are affecting, if I recall correctly. Like, they can drive it down to 1 HP, but they can't drive it lower. Alright, and we're just going to get rid of this guy. I'm not going to worry about the anti-air unit that's right there, because it's basically gone. I know it's going to get a little bit of healing, but it's more often going to be a situation where he pulls it back and tries to actually waste money on healing it. I'm going to do something similar over here. I'm just going to make this as ineffective as possible. Basically cut his tank off and force it to continue fighting me. I mean, my infantry aren't able to do very much damage to it, but it's still something, you know? Let's do what we can do. It's also past 2:30, so another 20 minutes or so, I'll go ahead and take another break. But for now, we're going to continue on forward. Drop. And drop. Okay, so we have 15,000 at this point. I know for a fact he's going to use his super this turn. So I'm actually going to hold off on building anything particularly expensive. Tank doesn't count as particularly expensive. Tank is kind of the most expensive if you can get, the highest price you can get, at 7,000 units, before you get into what's actually considered expensive units. So like the anti-air unit, for instance. Oh, I forgot to use that factory. Oh no! Oh no 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 no! Oh, dang it, nerds! I should have built my tank on that factory. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. This is fine. I'm a little annoyed he didn't use his super. But, like, okay, I guess. Alright. Alright. I'm just gonna do this and take you out. And, like, I don't even necessarily want to heal that unit right now because it's better bait. Let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and break you. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I should have done this the first time. I shouldn't have held off, and like I messed my tempo up on my first run through, and it resulted in me not being able to take these factories in a timely manner. And it made me waste almost 2 hours of our lives. But that's fine, I figured it out. I actually figured it out before they gave me the advice. Because I said fairly early on that, oh, I should have, like, done that. Because the killer diller moment was I broke the tempo of the landers to take the port that's being used right here. Which isn't strictly necessary, because you don't really need to do any healing in that port. It's kind of pointless. Can you get there? You can't get there. Okay. So we're going to drop these guys in there. Like, it's good for fueling purposes and to keep your landers topped off, but you don't strictly need it. I am going to put this tank right there, so that if he does use his super this turn, we're not completely boned for HP. I will go ahead and generate one of those. And I will remember to use my factory down here this turn. And make another tank. And then I'm going to hold off because I need to build a battleship as soon as I can. And so... Yep, there it goes. Come on, use that super. There we go, Hawk. You've remembered that you have a super. Good for you. Yep, so all of my people took 2 damage, Iz gained 2 HP, and he gets a 10% bump in the amount of damage he can deal for the turn. This shouldn't create too many problems because I've already captured most of those areas. Yep, okay, that's going to be inconvenient, but not the end of the world. We're just going to rush through this because, yep. I'm going to lose a little bit of money from the repairs that are going to happen here, which is inconvenient because it's going to mean my spending this turn is rather stymied. But it should be fine. Okay, and yeah, you can see how much weaker my helicopters are than his, which is unfortunate. Move you forward by 1. Okay, and you're now fully healed, so I can bring you back out of reserves. Okay. Send you back over to there. We got to advance with everybody first. Who else hanging out over here? Okay, we've got this guy. Ooh, wow. Okay, we have... Right, because it also boosts his defense. Right. That's why. Okay. I'm gonna just join our units up. Okay. Get rid of you. Because anti-air is also anti-infantry, because the human body does not like being filled with flak. Not on the things to do today. Okay, we're gonna take another crack at these guys. So this other factory is probably going to be a 3-turn capture, which is unfortunate, but sometimes that's the way of the thing. Woof. Okay, that extra bonus to attack and defense because of his super is making my life unfortunate right now. Okay, let's just go ahead and bop bop. Okay. Start a capture down here. Take a crack at these guys. Okay. Drop and drop. Coming into port there. That up. That up. Okay. We are making our way. Alright, what can we actually build this turn? We can't build much. But we can make use of this. You know what? Let's build a mech unit right there. Why not? And then a couple of infantry units here. Not going overboard, but, you know, it's something, right? It's something. And he's going to go after the unit making the capture first, which is, you know, fine. It's not great, it's not bad. Oh, good. Okay, so he's actually not going to take a shot at that unit capturing the factory. I am genuinely shocked. It's still going to be a 3-turn capture because at max health, basically when you capture a city, you can only whittle it down by however much health you have. Let's see, okay. I am not going to go after that transport copter because I do not want to lose my unit to something as silly as a rocket attack. Would not be a good trade-off. I'm going to send you down that a ways. Let's see which direction that helicopter's going. Okay, I have plenty of tanks up at the front, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this recon. There we go. Finish up the... Well, I can't finish this capture because I took damage, because he's a jerk. Let's see, let's see. Okay, we dropped off. We drop off. Here. Pick up a couple more guys. Oh, nuts. Okay, I can't get there. Okay, you know what? Let's just use this tank to get rid of this guy. Good enough. You up. Bring you up and take care of this guy. And that clears space out for this mech unit to begin advancing. Mech units are slower than other infantry units, but they can also actually take down armored targets because they carry bazookas, unlike regular infantry units, which do not. We're gonna do that, because that seems like the smart move. And then combine these units. Okay, cool beans. Whew, okay. Starting to make some smart moves here. And again, we are still saving towards our battleship. What is our income looking like now? Okay, we're bringing in 18,000 per day. We need 28,000, so I'm gonna just make another tank down here. Yeah, just a regular tank. I don't think that's going to mean we can make a battleship next turn because we're going to have some repair costs on us, but it is going to open up our options for future turns. Okay. That's bait. I know bait when I see it. That's not even masterful baiting. Like, I want to go after that helicopter with my cruiser, but that's just a bad idea. Okay, let's finish up this capture. Put you there, finish up this capture. We are going to start... yeah, exactly. Thank you, Lampy. Thank you. We're going to start taking that rocket unit down. I do need to generate another anti-air, though, because they're starting to use their air units in this area pretty strongly. And it would be a bad idea for it to be my one anti-air unit down here actually gets destroyed, and I'm out of the ability to actually, like, damage their aerial stuff. And that being said, I am starting to take down their cities, so they're going to have less and less capability to actually build stuff like that, but still. Better safe than sorry. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Okay. Where are your extents actually at? Okay. So I can go to here and still be fairly safe. Tank, drop an infantry unit. Okay. A lot of infantry concentrated over here. You know what? Let's Ooh, those Neo-tanks are tempting. I almost never use them because of how expensive they are. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna wait on it. I'm gonna wait on it and guarantee myself that battleship for next time. Okay, yep, that's where the rockets went. That makes sense. A tank. I'm glad it was a tank on a defended patch of territory. So it's not the end of the world. Yep, okay, he's gonna do the stupid thing and waste this. So, for those of you keeping track of the math at home, that helicopter didn't do very much damage, if any at all, but it tanked 2 shots from 2 separate helicopters, like enemy helicopters. Which means, and then I was able to respond to them with instant kill attacks. Which means, effectively, for the 9,000 units that helicopter cost, it cost the enemy 18,000 units. Which is basically the way that the math in this game works. You are trying to essentially spend less on your army than they are forced to spend on their army. Because, yep, there goes another of their helicopters. And then I am going to go ahead and go in and take down this helicopter because I am fairly certain that this turn I'm going to be able to just delete their rocket unit off the field. Because I have a lot of tanks in this zone. Like, they've taken a decent amount of damage, don't get me wrong, but still. That's a lot of tanks. Yep, and in fact I can get around behind him, which means I can then bring the anti-air unit that was attacking this rocket unit down. Ooh, or into the city. Lovely. And take down this attack copter. Excellent. Here we go. Yeah, yikes. This episode has just been the absolute best proof of keeping up tempo and keeping up unit distribution in the correct way and taking the areas that you need to take them the most. Because, like I said, I was playing this for almost 2 hours and just slogging through it, but simply even capturing one of these early on in the game saved me so much time, effort. Let's bop you for a little bit of damage. Why not? It's not much, but it's something. Like, we got up to what, day 20-something the last time? What day are we on now? 15? And we are very much in a winning position this time around. Oh, it is 250, so I am going to go ahead and, after this turn is over and the enemy AI gets its turn, I'm going to take my next break. And then we'll come back and finish the map out. Okay, and now we'll get a battleship up here already in position, or nearly in position, to take shots at the enemy. But I have them pushed so far back now that it kind of doesn't matter. Yeah, why not? Infantry, infantry. No reason not to. Okay, we'll end the turn there and see where we can go. Let's see what we can see. Okay. Wow. Doesn't even have very much to do this time around because of how little money he's got. Right. So we will be back in about 5 minutes. I will see you then. correctly again in the background. Hooray, hooray, and hurrah. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this out. We have our turn. Let's go ahead and pop super.
Anchors away!
Indeed. Ooh, thank you, Circuit. Oh. Ah. Okay, as soon as you did that, I had a cable fall on my foot. And I wasn't sure where it came from. It's one of my charging cables. Ah, okay, that's fine. That's fine then. So thank you very much for the follow, Circuit. I'm glad to have you here, and I hope to see you again sometime soon. But let's, for now, focus on getting this done. So what brought you in here today, Circuit? Did you come in with one of the raiders, or did you just find us while randomly looking around on Twitch? Let's block that airport. I'll get rid of... Just woke and saw I was streaming Advance Wars from Discord. Oh, you're on one of the Discords. Right. I thought I'd seen your name before. Okay, good. I am glad to have you here. Yeah. I was on it, like, beginning of this stream, I was convinced this was going to be maybe my last Advance Wars stream, at least for a while, because we are so close to the end of the game, and then I royally messed up my first playthrough of this map. It took me nearly 2 hours to fail the playthrough, and this is now my third run, and let's just say there's going to be at least a couple more, so, you know, I was hoping to maybe finish this up in time to, like, start a new game in May, because I do have a whole bunch of updates coming to the channel. But, you know, hey, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I don't know. Like, the last week of April, I don't know. I may have some extra time last week of April, we'll see. So I may still be able to finish this up before the new month begins, but I'm not going to push it too hard, if you know what I mean. Let's see. I can get you to there, and just should be able to basically take this guy down. But yeah, so yeah, welcome into the stream. Since you're on Goddess server, you know that I have repeatedly made reference to the fact that I behave myself in that server. So, you know, if you're here, you are and are chatting, you've already agreed to the fact that, hey, this is an 18+ stream, so if I say something that might seem a little off the cuff, yeah, you know what you're getting into. It's not going to be bad. It's just I tend to talk very frankly about sex work and about various political subjects because, quite frankly, I play a lot of war games, and war and politics are inherently tied into one another. I wish they weren't. I wish I could just play with my little toy soldiers in my cartoony space, but they are one and the same thing. So I have to address those things in an equitable and meaningful way sometimes. So just be prepared for that. And then, like I said before, I also talk about sex work stuff because, the Come and Go Tavern here is a full-featured and fully inclusive sort of tavern. And yeah, that means that we have people who can service individuals around here. And so we are very pro-sex work, we're a pro-sex worker, and we want to make sure that everybody involved is having a good time and that they're doing so in a safe, sane, and consensual way. I'm going to make one last infantry unit over there, if only to have an even number of people who are coming over. Okay, and let's start advancing with this battleship. And I can actually repair that now. That actually makes sense with our income the way that it is right now. Ooh, do I want a bomber? I want a bomber, but I don't know if it'll be worth it. I'm just gonna make a battlecopter for this turn. How about that? And then how about another tank? Bring you down there, merge you two together. Okay, there we go. Let's see how this goes. Okay, Buddy's gonna waste money before he can heal those units up, which is great.
Black Storm.
Yep, nope, we took some serious damage there. Not a fan of that, but it is what it is. I am probably going to have to back up that battleship, though, which is unfortunate, but I do need it to be at full health for it to be effective. Oh, that's frustrating, but oh well. Honestly, what's more frustrating is this entire swath of infantry units which are now unable to capture at a reasonable pace. Back you two up. Okay, let's see what we can do here. We'll finish this off. And I'm going to send the anti-infantry or anti-air forward. Excuse me. It is good as anti-infantry, but it's not strictly what it's supposed to be used for, and is technically in real life a war crime. But we're not going to talk about that because we're in cartoon land right now. You know what? I am going to join you two together though, because that'll be an increase in the amount of money I have at my disposal, and it makes you full health. So if you join two units together and their combined HP would be more than 10, you get the excess value back as cash, which is great, because it means every once in a while you can actually afford something you shouldn't technically be able to afford on a given turn. Send you down there. Okay, I'm not going to drop you off on that factory because that seems silly. I am going to do more joining of units, however, just to kind of build up resources. Okay. I don't strictly need it if they're at 8 HP because it's still pretty effective, but it just feels better to get them back up to full health. Bring that down. And you know what? I will make a bomber. Because that's fun. And I'm going to reinforce those infantry units that I just combined with more infantry units. There we go. Okay. We are doing okay. In fact, we're actually very much winning at this point. So I'm going to take a try at another map, probably. Depends on how much longer this one takes to finish. But I don't imagine it's going to take much longer. Especially when I can just do this. Ooh, they did get to fire back, which is a little suboptimal. Wasn't that bad. Send you into there. Do another capture on a lot of these. Okay, let's see. Is this gonna get the kill? I think it is. There we go. Can't quite get there. Let's bop you. Bring this forward, and I can take you off of that city so that next turn somebody can begin capturing it, and you can get some heals. Woo! Okay. Actual progress. up and drop. Okay. Ba-ba. And then I actually don't need these landers anymore, so I may actually just kind of put them in these reefs, and then they can just take whatever damage comes their way. Let's make another battle copter, and then we can let those factories sit idle because I don't need to be spending money on them. Well, good morning, Thirsty Teapot. Yeah, Advance Wars has had a great glow up. It was originally supposed to come out in 2021. Basically, it's a remake of Advance Wars 1 and 2. But things got delayed, unfortunately, because of some stuff that happened in, just in development. They needed a little more time to let it cook. And then it was supposed to come out in 2022 2022, as the kind of follow-up date. And then the war in Ukraine started. And Nintendo made the executive decision that, hey, maybe we don't want a game about war where some of the people in it are very Russian-coded to come out right after, Russia invaded Ukraine. So it got backed up again, and then it came out in, I think it was April of last year. I am most of the way towards the end of the Black Hole Rising campaign at this point. But they didn't do much as far as balance changes, so it's still the Advance Wars 1 and 2 you know and love, or hate if you suffer under the tyranny of Max from the Advance Wars 1 campaign, if you remember those days. A whole bunch of link cable battles. But anyway, yeah, they basically just gave it a visual overhaul, did a little bit of balancing stuff behind the scenes, but basically kept the kind of spaghetti of how all the units interact with one another exactly the same. I desperately wish the game had done well enough to earn DLC for the Dual Strike campaign, but it didn't, and we're not even actually entirely sure that that was ever on the table, officially speaking. It would have been nice, but, these things happen. That being said, I may actually try and see if I can figure out a way to hook my DS up to play Dual Strike, because DS came up with a lot of really cool and fun units that just absolutely were not available in other places. Ooh, I should definitely make a fighter just to deal with that. Like, it's fine, I guess, but... Let's go over to there. How much damage can I do to you? Okay, I can do 45% damage, which means you're going to essentially gain back 20% of it next turn, and we're going to be on even ground, which isn't great. Unless I do this. So I'm going to poke at you here. Ooh, actually got a little bit of extra damage on there. That's closer to 50% damage. Okay. So I should be able to take that helicopter down next turn, and that's fine. Let's back you up to start your healing process. How about that? So you were taking shots from that artillery pretty badly. Okay. But yeah, they did an excellent job at making each and every army's units be very distinct from one another. Like the black hole stuff in the originals had some very distinctive visuals, but everything else was generally pretty similar across the board. Like, there were some unique things about each army, but it wasn't a whole lot. Like, maybe the airplanes were unique, or maybe the tanks looked a little bit different. Here, everybody has a very distinct visual identity, and they updated the music drastically. Like, the music for Advance Wars was already very, very good. Some of the best music in all of the Game Boy Advance lineup. But the added instrumentation they could do for the Switch version has just got it beat so hard. It's so good. We're just going to leave you over there because I don't have any more infantry that are going to need to come over at this point. I can't tell what HP those guys are at. I'm gonna... and, like, for instance, right there, we've changed instrumentation just from being in one of the shops. So, here's the regular. Some very strong horns. Now we've removed the horns, but we've still got the percussion and the strings going on. So, again, just so good. Do I want to make anything fun or spicy? Not really. I'll save up for a Neo tank just because. You know what? Make a battle copter, and then we'll start saving up for a Neo tank. I might actually be able to buy one next turn. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, like the subtle little ways that like the artillery like jostles itself in its floating platform. Just so fun. Ah, that's unfortunate. I don't like that. Like, it won't really be a problem because I can still take that helicopter out. I have so many resources in that area, but it's just annoying, you know? Yep, that's gonna get picked off. That makes sense. Okay. Yep, I can afford a Neo tank. Excellent. That's all I want out of life. Okay, we're gonna go there, start blocking their ability to generate units. I don't need to capture it if you just can't make anything in it. Plus it means that my helicopters are not going to be eating up repair resources, which is great. Let's see what we want to destroy here. Ooh, let's go after this one. We can do a good 80% damage to this one. Wonderful. Is that meaningful? Does that do anything? No. Alright. Let's back you up. Back you up. Combine those units. Then we can destroy this. Okay. There we go. You should have been here for my first playthrough of this map. It was atrocious. I did such an awful job of it. Basically, like, I missed capturing these two factories when I should have. I got myself off tempo and just absolutely beefed it. I spent almost 2 hours grinding away at this. It was not great. Why should you have been here as a result of that? Just to see me flail. Let's see what I can do. Like, we're still going to continue advancing these things just because it seems like a good idea to just go ahead and deal with our units, you know? Drop that guy off, drop that guy off. Okay. And let's go ahead and bomb you. That'll cost the enemy money because they are sitting on their own factory and they're automatically going to get healed. Or they can do anything else about it. Great. Fantastic. And then, like I said, I promised myself a Neo tank, so I get a Neo tank. Hooray! Like, it's kind of useless at this point because he's not able to generate anything that can meaningfully damage me back, but still, it's something. I get to have my own fun, right? see. Once I actually do finish this, I already know what I'm going to be switching my first Saturday streams to. That's going to be Wargroove 2. I have had that game in my backlog for the better part of a year at this point. Oh dang, I can't get there quite. Unless... but anyway, I am extremely excited to play that one because Wargroove was actually, I want to say... It wasn't the first game that I finished on stream, but it was up there. It's one of the games that I have finished on stream. And I am extremely excited to play the second one. Because I love those characters, I love that world, I want more of it. Combine those two. Bring you up there. Bring you forward. Yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can break this. Ooh, not quite. But close enough. And now we're sitting on their HQ, so they can't actually defend the HQ. If I wanted to take it via capture, I can actually do that now. Nope, I'm not going to take that bait, although I might do this. So then I can sit you right there. And we're going to blockade their coastline a little bit. Combine those two. That's just a fun sound effect. You know what? Fighter. I'm just gonna be rude. I'm just gonna be rude to them. I'm not gonna make anything in this factory, so I can drop that guy there. It'll be fine. Why not? Let's go ahead and bring you into port for a heal. Why not? Make another battle copter. Okay, and we'll end the turn there. Okay. Good, 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 good. Nice dramatic violin line there. Oof. Hydration. Oh no, an anti-air unit. Oh no. I mean, kind of actually a problem, but not as bad of a problem as it could have been. Let's go over to there. So we're going to soften it up with our tank. And then ensure the kill this way. Nice. Kill secured. Which is a very support thing to do, and I've just realized that. And we can bop this guy, you know, Yeah, we'll bop the artillery unit. Yeah, that one. Actually, don't even know if the Neo Tank's gonna get the chance to attack anything. That was a dual function, because that means we get to block one of their building sites, as well as their transport copter being destroyed. Okay, we're just gonna end there. And we might be able to end this next turn. It's mostly a question of how much damage can we actually generate against them. There we go. Okay, well this is just gonna feel rude, but we're gonna do it anyway. Literal super tanks against barely alive infantry units. Like, they're not as... It's not as bad as going against a mega tank from the Dual Strike game, which was like Neotank's bigger, beefier brother. So take like a medium tank, and instead of one big cannon, it has 5 big cannons. And then 2 little cannons. And then still has a machine gun. Because, yeah, what is restraint? Okay, let's see. There we go. And this should be the end of this map. And goodness gracious, it took me 3.5 hours to beat one map. Woof. Oh, that's rough. Oh. Naval units repelling a superior air force. Quite a feat. Seems I may have underestimated my opponent.
This war is far from over, though.
The only
battle I have to win.
Okay, well, if you're gonna say it your own.
Sir.
The enemy is retreating on all fronts! Oh, it looks like we've won then. You mean to tell me I showed up for no reason? Eagle! Back to lend a hand, eh? I heard the enemy was mainly air units. I left the front under the command of the sub-commander, but it looks like I was worried for nothing. Oh, I just got lucky. Oh, I believe it was more than luck. How so? Drake, you're a gifted tactician. You ought to give yourself more credit. Again, you do realize you defeated an army comprised mainly of air units, right? Oh, it's nothing you or Jess couldn't have done. I'm not really a... I'm finally figured it out. It's your humility that everyone finds so endearing, Drake. He's just a cuddly guy. I don't know what you're talking about.
We finally won.
Yeah, agreed, buddy. Okay, alright. I was expecting like a B, but okay. I'll take a full 300 points S rank. That works for me. Ooh, nothing new in the shop, huh, Hachi? Okay. Let's see, what's the next one? Rain of Fire. The enemy forces have set up an active volcano. Can Green Earth stop them without suffering a burn? This might be a timer mission, but I'm not willing to risk it. Great Sea Battle. Like, obviously I want to do this one first, then this one. Final battles here, destroy the pipe to the factory, yeah. Because then we have at least one, if not 2 more missions over here. So, I tell you what. I'm going to try and figure out a time this month where I can stream this on an additional day, and we'll see how far we can get. No guarantees, but we'll try, okay? Alright, so, yeah, we've got... I mean, technically we have like 34 minutes left, but that's not going to be enough for me to finish practically any map in this game, even the ones that I'm really good at. So, let's go ahead and head on over back to the just chatting screen. and I am going to kind of just talk through everything that happened today. So there was way too much going on in that map, and I made a very, I don't want to say a rookie mistake, but it was definitely a mistake that I should have known better. Obviously, I needed to take those factories in the middle of the map. I managed to very intelligently grab the airport and the fort, or not the fort, the port in the middle of the screen very early, but I lost tempo, and that wasted 2 hours of my time. That was unfortunate. And it ended up with me taking 3.5 hours to do something that should have only taken an hour and a half. So, I'm sad about that, but hey, them's the breaks sometimes. We all make mistakes, right? So I'm going to try and find another day where I can stream this for you this month, just to see if we can finish this game out, and I can just have a nice, good thematic break so that my first stream of May, with all of the visual updates and everything else, can be a brand new game. In the meantime, let's see who is online that I can pass you off to a little bit early. Ooh, Maru is online playing Helldivers 2. Lovely. Okay, let's go ahead and set up a raid with her. Do that. I'm going to open the channel because that's how I roll. Okay, so thank you very much for stopping by, Weary Travelers. We hope you've enjoyed today's Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp stream. I will definitely be back on this channel in 2 weeks on April 20th with Wandering Sword. Until then, for more information about future streams, keep an eye on our Twitter and Blue Sky accounts at Come and Go Tavern for announcements and daily check-ins from the Come and Go. And like I said, I'm going to try and squeeze in an extra Advance Wars stream, or 2 maybe even, this month to finish the game out before we have all of our updates land next month. And I can start a new game that way in a reasonable amount of time. I have been your hostess, Sheela Ornthalis, and if you need to prop up your feet for a little while longer, we've got some more entertainment upcoming via a raid over to Maru Malandra. Say hi from the Come and Go for me, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta for now. Mwah.